Hey friends, Ione here. Thank you for joining me for another video in this discussion about race mini-series that I'm doing. Today's video is about my experience with racism. So, I was born and raised in the UK in a very predominantly Indian and Pakistani neighborhood. So it was already very, very diverse. So I didn't really experience much, if any, racism in my neighborhood because everybody was so kind of mixed up. Anyway, the only time I did experience it was when I would be out with my family. So I was raised by my white mother and I was literally the black sheep of the family as the only black person in the family. And so I would notice it when we would travel to rural places outside of London as a family, and I would feel stared at and looked at, and I was very, very aware of it and very self-conscious about it. I didn't seem to have too many issues with it in London that I can remember, really. And then I moved to America and I live in LA, and I have had no issues that I can recall of racism. And the reason that I think that is because as a brown English person with an English accent, it really throws off racists or people that want to kind of jump at you. Somehow, black people from England, in the eyes of racists, are okay. Has been my experience. I'm sure that there's some really, really hateful ones that just hate black people from anywhere. But when you're black from England, it throws people off. I was at an airport once, Burbank Airport, and I was confused, lost or something, and I went over to one of the desks or a cleaner or somebody who wasn't expecting to have to deal with anybody at that time, and she kind of had like an angry "don't come and talk to me" face, and I was like, "Excuse me, I'm just trying to figure out, do you know if this is the way to wherever I was asking for?" And she stopped, like was so taken aback and was like, "I did not expect that voice to come out of your mouth." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And suddenly she was all like happy and nice to me. And it was, it was just really weird that by being English, somehow that makes us more accepted. I don't know. I also think that as a somewhat attractive female, I am privileged and get treated better because of that too. Now, does racism exist? Hells yes. Moving to America, I just really realized it for what it was. I have not gone to places where it's really, really bad. I feel uncomfortable. Like, you know, even discussions about going to the South. I hear there's really lovely things about the South, but I'm like, why would I go to a place where you've got all these hateful, racist people that could want to kill me because of the color of my skin? Why would I want to go to those places? It's the same reason that I would never want to go, I don't like going and probably won't make myself go to the Middle East or countries where women are second-class citizens. I don't want to have to go to those places where people think that I'm worthless. But some people have to live there, and they are there. And that breaks my heart that they are having to deal with such hostility and hate. Like, it's so ingrained in this country, it's insane. And so I've been learning more and more through my black American friends here. Every single black male friend that I have here has a story about something. I've even seen videos, you know, like I think the whole reason that this has taken off is because the whole Black Lives Matter movement and all this stuff is because it was happening before. But now we're actually seeing videos of it happening. It's always been happening, but now there's the video evidence of it happening all the time, which is forcing people to acknowledge and look at this thing that exists. And I don't even know what the kind of summary of this video is all about, but I do just want to say I'm so sorry to anybody who has to deal with this, who has to walk around afraid that they're going to be attacked just because of the way they look. I come from a place of privilege, and I live in places where I am somewhat protected from that mistreatment, and I don't wake up every day thinking about the color of my skin or how I look or how people are going to judge me or treat me, or that I could end up being pulled over and arrested or killed just because I don't have to think about those things. But for those that do, I'm just sorry. I'm really sorry. And I'm glad that people are waking up and listening and trying to understand and wanting to understand what you're going through and what you've gone through and how that has impacted your lives and the lives of other people around you. And there are still those who choose to be ignorant. It's a choice to pretend that it doesn't exist and say that it's not real and make up excuses. It's a choice to do that. And while there are still lots of those people, I'm grateful that so many others are waking up to your plight and are standing by you and what you've gone through and demanding justice. So, lots of love to everyone. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.